Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thanks for joining me, whether you're here live or if you're watching the replay, either here on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm so glad you decided to join us. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I am here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All righty. So yes, I do have my handy dandy candy corn because I love candy corn and I got it half off the day after Halloween. I should have waited apparently because a friend of mine got hers 90% off last weekend, but our store was out of it by then. So I'm glad I grabbed it while I did. I know some of you are going, ew, and some of you are like, that's awesome. So it's a very polarizing subject. So, but Friday night stamping, let's do that first. So these were our cards from Friday night stamping, and this was my card, which did win this week. So we're going to be making that tonight. But I also wanted to show the Stamper Man's card. So fun. First of all, I love the embossing, the dotted circles embossing folder he did. And then the cool, like, made it look like a present. Hello, hello, Penny. And you know, I'm a sucker for a pun, right? So I will be thinking of you this season. That is just awesome. Love it. So, okay. So we do have this really colorful flower card to make tonight. And I do have more samples using this same layout. So it'll give you a good idea of kind of what you can do. Like when you come across a layout that, oh, I like that, or, you know, it was easy. I can use scraps, whatever it is. Hey, Lucia, welcome back. Nice to see you. Um, yeah, if you come across a layout that you just love, like keep using it and just adapt, adapt, adapt. So I've got two other samples to show you using this layout at the end. So stick around. All right. Yeah, let's just dive right into it. Oh, first of all, though, very important announcement is it's time for our seasonal sale. And I don't want you to miss this because it's always good. I'm going to be taking advantage of it for sure. I'm glad I held on to my craft show money so I can go spend it now on Wednesday. So this sale is November 13th through the 15th. That is Wednesday through Friday this week. If you are watching live or if you're catching the replay, this is November 11th, 2024 that I am recording this. So just for some reference. But great sales. We've got 20% off all Stamp and Die or Stamp and Punch bundles. So basically, those are always 10% off. It's like getting an extra 10% off. So you will get 20% off on those bundles, 20% off on Designer Series papers. These are all from the annual catalog, by the way. 10% off cardstock, not including Close to My Heart cardstock. We do have some of that. I don't think there's any in the annual catalog anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. And 10% off of ink. The only thing that's excluded there are the bundles, so like the color family bundles, and no third-party inks, like the Memento Black. So, but all of the regular classic Stampin' Pads will be 10% off. Hello, Cheryl. So that catalog that I'm talking about is this one, the beautiful 2024-2025 annual catalog. How fun is that cover, by the way? If you do not have a catalog in your hot little hands, you can view it digitally. So if you go to my my website, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see there is a little thing in the footer that says catalogs, and there's digital catalogs. So you can view all of the current catalogs online. I am happy to, pop one in the mail to you if you are in the US as well, if you're not already working with a demonstrator. But that is a great way to do it. The other really great way to do it, first of all, if you wait till Wednesday morning when the sale starts, if you visit my shop and click on specials up at the top menu, you will see the seasonal sale, and then you can just see everything that's there. But if you are shopping products, and let's say you're looking at ink specifically, so if you're on my store and you've opened up the ink, you can scroll down, and on the left-hand side, you will see a checkbox that says catalogs, and you can click 2024, 2025 annual catalog, and it will filter everything down to just what's in that catalog. So that's another easy way for you to see what is in this particular catalog that will be on sale. All righty? Okay, enough of the chit chat. Let's get stamping, right? So we are using the Thoughtful Wishes bundle tonight. And I did want to pull this out. So you all see when I'm, on live that I've got my dies all on these magnetic sheets and everything, but that's not how they come. So just in case you're not familiar with that, they do come in these kind of clear envelopes, and then they'll be stuck to a card inside. So just in case, I don't want anybody to be like, hey, mine don't look like hers. They won't right away. And you can buy the little envelopes and the magnetic sheets specifically for stamps, but usually these magnetic sheets, I take the chipboard that's out of like the back of our kits and stuff, and I just get the dryer vent cover, not dryer vent, the heating vent covers that are magnetic from like Lowe's or any hardware store or whatever, and I just cut them down to size. So that makes it sturdy because it's on that chipboard, but I feel like it's a little, it's a nice little economic way of doing it. And I can't remember, I think I may have gotten these envelope things from Stamp and Storage, and those are pretty sweet. So that's my tip for you tonight as far as dies go. Okay, let's get to stamping. So I hid it under my sale sheet, all my cardstock that I need. So we're going to stamp the inside piece, and we're going to stamp that front piece right away. Those are our two basic whites. And we're going to use these cute little flowers, which when I look at this set, I don't really see these flowers. I see these big things. So it was kind of nice to, peek through what other people have done and get some inspiration. And I'm like, use those flowers. They're so pretty. So we are using the Memento Black ink because I did want a good contrast. That's why I'd forgotten I had re-inked this last week because the stamper man was using it and he said it was getting a little dry. I was wondering why I was getting such great impressions. Oops. That's the inside piece. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. That's what it looks like now. See, you guys, you don't have to be perfect to do this. Look at all that pretty purple. Hey, Betty, how are you? Purple is a very popular color amongst the voters. I will tell you that. So let's see if I can. Yeah, I think I can do that. I'm just going to stamp that on the back, and we'll use that side because I only meant to do one, but I thought I was doing the front because I was yapping. Usually my brain can do two things at once, but apparently not then. It couldn't. Okay. And then we also need our little saying. So we've got some good sayings in this Thoughtful Wishes set. We've got the missing you, the thanks, thinking of you fondly, dear friend, I appreciate you, and you make life better. I like the you make life better. So that's what I went with. But all of these are very good greetings. So I'm going to do my little trick where I line my block up with my grid lines. And then I'm going to take this straight font, there we go, in the middle, not the cursive, but the straight one. And I'm going to try to line that up with one of the grid lines to make it straight. And then you line your cardstock up with the grid line. And whammo, I just lined my block up with the top of that cardstock. So perfectly straight greeting. Love it. I swear one of these days that's not going to work on camera, but so far I'm batting 1,000. So speaking of sports, you may have noticed the jersey tonight. That's because this Bears fan who grew up in Illinois is also a Dolphins fan, and I never get to see them because, you know, they're Florida teams, so they don't show them up here. But tonight they're on Monday Night Football, so when I'm done here, I'll be heading upstairs to watch them hopefully win. Like, please, Lord, give me a win tonight. Okay, so we are using Lemon Lime Twist and Highland Heather tonight. Those are great complementary colors on your color wheel. So greens and purples are so good, and I really liked the brightness of the Lemon Lime Twist. So let's pull out that light one. We're going to use the bullet tip, and I'm just going to go straight down these stems. And we'll skip a little bit anytime a leaf kind of interrupts their flow. So it's just it's not an exact thing. It's just kind of let's get the general idea of green. And I love that because it doesn't take a lot of coloring talent, right? Stems are really great. And then we'll color in those leaves. It does look kind of greenish yellow. I mean, it is a lemon lime twist, so it is a greeny yellow kind of thing. Oh, you got your color wheel, Penny. That's awesome. Did anybody else jump on that one and get their color wheel right away? If not, if it's still available on Wednesday, you can just add it to that order of sales stuff that you're going to put in, right? And while you're online, I always encourage you to look at the clearance rack and the online exclusives, because we have new online exclusives that just came out last week too. So there's tons of new stuff and old stuff and sales stuff, and Wednesday through Friday are going to be really good days to just grab all the stuff you want. So I'm going to use my dark Highland Heather, and I'm just making a little U on the bottom of my flowers. Yes, I do love the color wheel, Lucia. I use it probably at least once a week. You know, I'll have an idea for one, maybe two colors, and I'm like, what else would go with this? So it's been super handy. I love it. Now we're going to use the light, and I'm just going to, that's the technical term. But yeah, we're just filling in. I'm not even doing a lot of blending. I'm just adding a little color. And if there's a little white space, that's okay too. But this way you get a little bit of shading, and it really didn't take you that much at all. How often do I stamp? Well, I stamp every week with Russ, of course. And then usually I'll be down here on the weekends for sure. During the week, it kind of depends. Sometimes I'm finishing up some things maybe for my newsletter or something else. And sometimes, like a few weeks ago, when I was doing that, the technique with the paper piecing, where I would stamp it on a designer paper and cut out part, like the moose's scarf, I had those pieces left over, and they'd been sitting since then. So I wrangled those up this weekend and made finished cards out of those. So I'll be posting those on Facebook this week, so you'll get to see those. The finished project. Oops, I forgot one more thing with those blends. So I also wanted to take my lemon lime twist, and I just wanted to highlight the word you for my recipient. So I literally just went over it with the blend. So it's a nice way to highlight a word, or you can just highlight it like you would with a regular highlighter, right? So a couple of different ways you can do that. So it's a little fun. And again, does not take coloring skills. You just have to be able to trace. Okay, let's put these guys together. Get some pieces out of our way, and then we're going to do a little embossing and a little die cutting and all the fun things tonight, right? As always, there is a link to the supply list in the video description. So if you want to know all of the things I used on this card, that is there for you. If you want measurements, then make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter. That link is also in the video description, because each week I share measurements from the cards. Not only that, but the alternative cards I'll be showing you, there will be measurements and supply lists for those as well in my newsletter. So if you're not signed up already, it's a really good resource. Plus, you also get tutorials every week. Color combos, sketches for layout suggestions, and all the news about, all the promotions and kits and releases and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so there's our main stuff is all done. Let's get to some embossing and some die cutting. So for embossing, what we're using is this fun fern embossing folder. Let me get that. How to get that ring off of there. There we go. But it is a fun one. And I don't know if you know, it's not so important with this particular embossing folder. But if you ever have one that it's like, say, a plaid, where you just want to really make sure it's straight, right along the Stampin' Up! Logo, there's this great black line. And so normally I just line my cardstock up with that. And then I know if it's like a straight pattern that needs to be straight, it's going to be that way. All right, so we get the big boss up here. We'll have our number 1 platform, and then we'll put down our embossing folder, hinge side first, and our number 4 specialty plate. My camera is a little close tonight, I apologize. We'll just run that through. One of these days, I am going to upgrade my setup so that I can zoom in and out a little easier. So there is your, come on, focus, there we go. Fun fern pattern, I love this. So this is the embossed side, and then there's a debossed side. So the side that, is in like more of an imprint. It's sunk in, right? So you can use whichever side you want when you're embossing. And I have been known to use both sides. So just depending on the look I want. All righty. A little more liquid glue. All right, there is that. And then we'll grab our dimensionals. Where did I put those? Did you see? They're there. You didn't see because I did that before I came on. All right, so this whole panel is going to go up on dimensionals. Usually when I have something this large, I'll do one in each corner and one in the center so I don't get any sagging. Wish it were that easy in real life, right? I don't think they make dimensionals my size. All righty. So that's good. I mean, that's a pretty card just right there, right? But we want to oomph it up a little bit. So we've got both Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape. So just a kind of a deeper tone there too, because I wanted, almost a shadowy effect to the whole thing. So the die cut, we're starting with our number 1 plate. We're adding our number 2 little shim. And then we have a number 3 clear plate. I think it's just about time for me to retire that one. And then we're going to take 2 of our dies. So you can see I already cut one of mine. So that one will be Gorgeous Grape. And then this guy will be Highland Heather. And then another number 3 plate up top. There we go. So these are a little fiddly because they just have the skinny stems. So you just want to be careful. You don't want to just rip it out of there is all. Because you don't want to rip your die cut. But very easily comes out. And this guy, for some reason, always gets stuck in the die. So sometimes, if I just drop it on my glass mat, it'll come out. Nope. This one has a little more detail and a lot of little skinny, stems. So that's what those little holes are for. You just take your pick tool, and once it starts coming out, you can mostly just pull it. But again, you want to be careful because skinny stems. Aren't they so pretty? I just love them. They're just a perfect little accent for so many things. You could build bouquets and all sorts of things, which is basically what I did. Okay, so we have 2 of these grape ones. I'm just going to layer those, and then I'm going to pop that Highland Heather on top. So you do just kind of get, a little bit of a shadowy effect. I like that. And then we're going to take, here we go. This is our Twine Essentials pack. So you get all 5 of these in one pack. I love it. All these little kind of neutrals. So we're going to use the white twine. And I'm literally just going to tie these stems together. So now you get to watch me struggle to make a bow with twine so that you know that even after 21 years, this is just how it is. There's no easy way to do it. I will say that twine at least stays tied like that so it doesn't try to pop back on you like ribbon does. But, it's just kind of fiddly because it's skinny. It is a very cost-effective embellishment though. So if you are looking, like if you're starting out and you're looking to kind of build some embellishments, twine is a great way to go. I have made wedding cards. I made all of Kylie's wedding invitations and her thank you cards and her guest book and the table cards for everybody at the reception. And I also made wedding invitations for my friend Christy and her husband Josh, and I made invitations for my friend Estelle and her husband Kim. So yes, I have made wedding invitations, and let me just tell you that that's probably the most stressful thing I've ever done because I typically print the information that's going to be on there and then assemble and all that kind of stuff. But I stress and overthink so much on the information because I'm terrified I'm going to get the date wrong or the time wrong or the address where it's happening. And I'm just like, I like quadruple and, I check it 16,000 times. It's just so, they were very pretty. I really did. It was a labor of love. And I will say, I don't put that out there that I do it because I really don't want to do it all the time. But for very special people, I did. Okay, so I am using one of the teeny little edge pieces of my dimensionals, and I'm going to put it right behind where I've got my little twine bow, so it'll be hidden for the most part. And so that is really the main thing that is holding this little bouquet to the card because I did not want it flush with the bottom. So once I have that on there, then I'm going to add little dots of liquid glue behind some of these little leafy guys. And that'll help hold that. Ooh, just a little. That'll help hold that down. And you do need to hold that down for just a second because they want to pop back. So literally, this whole Highland Heather one is completely without adhesive. It's just hanging around by that bow, but it's fine. There we go. So how easy was that, you guys? Even with all my yapping, we got done pretty quickly. But I did promise you other samples, right? So I'm really, really happy with the way these other samples turned out. I was very excited. So one of my new favorite sets is the, thanks Penny, is the More Than Autumn bundle. So I made a really fun fall card. Fall is the best. And so you'll notice back here, you can't see all of it, but it goes from hot cocoa, cider, and pumpkin spice. And so I put all those words on one block, and I just kept stamping them and offsetting them all the way down and kind of made my own background paper. So that's a fun little way. Oh, and the other little fun thing that I loved about this is I took the metal 3D plate, the metal plate embossing folder, and made my own little kind of textured cup collars. So that was super fun. And then I took a little liberty and zigged or zagged, whichever one. And I turned them into circles with the Spotlight on Nature bundle. So still that main focal point and still a little, something off to the side, right? So I love these circles that come with the Spotlight on Nature bundle because they just add such a lot of pizzazz to your cards. So there are my 3 takes on that same layout. And you can see that all 3 of these have a very different vibe. So that is the beauty of having a layout and saying, oh, I really liked how that turned out. What else can I do with it? Don't make your work harder, work smarter, right? So thank you so much, you guys. Oh, thank you. I was very happy, I will say, with how they turned out. So really appreciate your comments. And I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight. Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that is all I have for you tonight. So thanks so much for joining me. And here is your reminder. If you picked up any tips or any inspiration tonight, I would love it if you'd share the video so that your friends and family could pick those up as well. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.